Hello there, Internet. Mogwai here, and I got yet another MTG Arena video for you guys today. As today we cooked, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be showcasing Jackdaw Savior in a shell you're probably not expecting. I'm very proud of this deck. It's really a product of outside the box thinking, because when you look at Jackdaw Savior, it's a 3-mana 3/1 bird that you think, well, it's for bird decks. You know, you have like an Azorius bird deck, and it can allow you to have a little bit more resilience within your birds and make sure that if they die, you can bring something else back from the graveyard, and overall, it makes your board harder to deal with, right? And I think it can definitely shine in that kind of shell. But when I saw this ability, I wanted to go deep into it. I wanted to try to generate or create an aristocrat type deck. In case you're wondering, aristocrat is it's the word that's used for decks that in Magic that revolve around self-sacrificing, so sacrificing your own creatures for benefit, right? Those kind of decks are called aristocrat. And I wanted to come up with an aristocrat kind of deck with the Jackdaw Savior, because it's a very interesting effect. Whenever Jackdaw Savior or another creature you control with flying dies, return another target creature card with lesser mana value from your graveyard to the battlefield. So Jackdaw Savior gave me the idea for this concept that is essentially the win condition in this deck is the Vein Ripper, which we have as a full set. It's not a legendary creature, so we can have multiple copies of it on the board, and that is absolutely crucial for the card that we're combining it with, because we're combining Vein Ripper with Coiling Rebirth, the new 5-mana sorcery that I forgot the name of in the middle of the recording session, in case you're wondering, that it says, gift a card, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Then if the gift was promised and the creature is in legendary, create a token that's a copy of that creature, except it's a 1/1. So if we draw our opponent a card, which we do intend to do with this card, we get to bring back Vein Ripper and generate a 1/1 token copy of it. That's pretty much game. If we manage to do that, the vast majority of the time, the game is over, because especially when you put Bartolomé del Presidio in the mix. Because whenever a creature dies, we're going to be able to have our opponent, drain our opponent for 2 life, essentially. Have them lose 2 life, and we gain 2 life. And with 2 Vein Rippers on the board, whenever a creature dies, double that. 4 damage, 4 health gain. Imagine a Coiling Rebirth into Vein Ripper with Bartolomé on the board, starting to sack things. And that's the whole idea, because with Bartolomé is a very unique card in Standard right now in Magic the Gathering, because he has an effect that can be activated at any time for no mana whatsoever, which means that as long as we have sack fodder for it, we can chain this effect onto the stack as we please. And that gives us tremendous agency over the opponent, if the setup is proper though. And that's where the Jackdaw Savior comes in. So we have Jackdaw Savior on 3, and then Leering Onlooker on 2. Leering Onlooker is a vampire that has flying, and when it's in the graveyard, we can pay 4 mana and exile it to create 2 tapped 1/1 Black Bat tokens with flying that we can use as potential fodder for Bartolomé later down the line. But the reason why we're playing Leering Onlooker is because she's a 2-drop with flying. And then we're running a total of 6 1-drops. A full set of the 9 Vermin and 2 copies of the Fairy Dream Thief. These having flying or not doesn't really matter, because of Jackdaw's Savior's effect. Whenever something dies with flying, you only can pick something that's of lower cost, not equal cost. So you can't like have a Jackdaw Savior on the graveyard and a Jackdaw Savior on the board, and that dies, and you just infinitely swap them, right? But you get to bring back these cards without a finality counter on them, unlike other cards, which is what makes Jackdaw Savior a really good candidate for an aristocrat strategy, because you are able to recycle your creatures without losing them to the finality counter, which is really important. And that's the reason why we're playing Leering Onlooker, because she has flying. So if we have Jackdaw Savior on the board, we can, and imagine a situation where we have Jackdaw Savior, we have Bartolomé, and we have Leering Onlooker. We can sack Leering Onlooker, bring back a 1-drop, then we can sack that 1-drop, then we can sack Jackdaw Savior and bring back Leering Onlooker and sack that. Like, we can just pop off. And if there's a Vein Ripper on the board, game over. So that's kind of like, that's the point, right? Having key flyers at every point of the curve here, and 2 and 3. Also, Vein Ripper is a flyer as well. In a pinch, we can sack it and bring back whatever from our graveyard as well, if Jackdaw Savior is on the board too. Keep that in mind. And that's the idea, right? By having a 2-drop flyer here, all of a sudden we can create these chains in which we're sacking stuff and bringing it back, and we can get tremendous value out of Bartolome to push damage through either combat or through ripping them. We have a full set of the Ruthless Lawbringer as a 3-drop here. Vampire Assassin. You see that there's a lot of vampires in this deck, which is why we're playing Cavern of Souls. But Ruthless Lawbringer allows us to sacrifice another creature, and when you do, destroy target non-land permanent, allowing us to interact with enchantment, artifact, battles, whatever. If it's a permanent, we can destroy it. Extremely reliable 3-drop in a deck like this with a high density of 1-drops, allowing us to, have the fodder for it. Then when it comes to removal, we have Bitter Triumph and Annihilating Glare. We're not going all in on Annihilating Glare because we want that instant speed removal accessible to us, and because we also want to be able to potentially discard something like Vein Ripper or something else to put it into the graveyard for Jackdaw Savior. But more often than not, it's to be able to discard Vein Ripper so that we can play Coiling Rebirth on 5 and not have to wait until turn 6 to develop, which is really important. And then we have a full set of Corrupted Conviction. This allows us to destroy a creature at instant speed to draw 2 cards, which allows us to not run out of gas and works really well with our aristocratic theme. Gurgling Anointer is like another version of Jackdaw Savior in this deck and can synergize with Jackdaw Savior because it has flying. Whenever it dies, we return another target creature card with mana value less than or equal to Gurgling Anointer's power from our graveyard to the battlefield. Unless we manage to draw a second card, which we can definitely do with stuff like Corrupted Conviction in this deck, this guy, when it dies, will allow us to return a 1-drop onto the board. But the fun fact is, if we have Jackdaw Savior on the board and we have Gurgling Anointer and we sack Gurgling Anointer, we can bring back a 2-drop because of Jackdaw Savior and the 1-drop because of Gurgling Anointer. So we can get actual card advantage out of this, which is amazing. And that's the deck list right there. We have a full set of Shadowy Backstreet. The Surveilling can be very good for graveyard-centric decks. Adding stuff there will also give you guys, both black or white mana in the process. Full set of Cave of Koilos, naturally. We can seal the Courtyard, the Cavern of Souls for the Vampire Synergy that I mentioned. And we got a much quicker deck tech this time around because I think I was more straight to the point. Gnawing Vermin is very important to self-mill us, to fill stuff in our graveyard. It's also like the Death Effect can be really good in conjunction with our Annihilating Glare, Corrupted Conviction, or Ruthless Lawbringer plays. Fairy Drain Thief also is similar, allows us to surveil, send stuff to the graveyard, and can also allows us to get a draw off of the graveyard too in a pinch. And overall, this is a very fun, like I said, this was not an easy deck to build. I'm not gonna lie to you. This deck took me a while, but I'm really happy I dove into it. And this is the kind of stuff that you can expect from a channel, man. Like, we don't just I'm not just gonna be uploading, my rabbit deck, a bat deck, this and that. Like, those are kind of like auto build. I really want to showcase Magic the Gathering's deck building potential as a game. Like, it just bodies every other card game under the sun in this aspect. And I think, there's a little bit of, YouTube could use more content like that. Maybe being arrogant saying so, but it's what I believe. So hopefully you guys enjoy the content. Hope you guys are enjoying the videos. Let me know if there's anything that I can do to improve them. I'm trying my best here, but I'm really happy with the content that I'm putting out, and I hope you guys are enjoying it as well. So I'm going to stop rambling. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for daily Magic the Gathering content. Hope you enjoy today's games. Get ready for some coiling action. I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, here we go. With the non-bat Orzhov deck. Will we face off against bats? We have a decent hand here. The Cavern of Souls enables us to pay Bartolome and the Leering Onlooker. We are hungry for black mana, though. We're going to lead off with the Plains. There it is. Well, let's discard you. Okay. Let's play the Leering Onlooker. Let's discard Vein Ripper. And let's play a Jackdaw Savior. In response, I'm developing that Warlock there, which we're waiting for. We're going to draw 2. And then we're going to discard Vein Ripper again. Because we need to find those lands so that when we draw into the Resurrection, we can manage it. We have the 5-drop reanimate. I lose track of all the name of the cards, but you know what I mean. The Coiling. What was the name? Our Reanimator spell. Okay. Let's play the Ruthless Lawbringer to destroy that bandit's talent. Prevent them from generating more damage onto us so we can potentially win this race. Nullifying all of their, like, any sort of... That's the thing, when you run so many discard cards, you run into this problem that, you know, what do you do with your cards that discard now if you don't have that enchantment?
This is my home, and I don't appreciate it when people touch my things. Sacrifices must be made.
Just keep racing, and all I need... Okay.
Knew this was a waste of time.
It's my Jackdaw Savior. I'll win this race, buddy. We have Bartolome as a resurrection target. The Raven Man. The motherfucking Raven Man. Evolving Wilds. Okay. You got too many cards at discard, bro. What are you gonna do when there are no more cards to discard for you? There it is! I repeat, there it is! We're gonna gift a card and bring him back. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let's attack with you. Let's attack with you, and let's keep you 2 in the back. If you trade into this, oh my goodness, you love to see it. Combo! Discard your mom! Too far. Too far. I'm sorry. I run into this deck a lot, okay? I gotta vent. Gotta let me. Geikashi. Are you black discard too, Geikashi? Oh, what? Oh. Oh, rabbits. I've never been so happy to queue into rabbits. We're gonna drop Leering Onlooker on curve here. We have the Coiling Rebirth in hand. We have just enough. I think I kind of want to deal with that, though. Definitely. We're gonna play Ruthless Lawbringer, bring that down, drop a unit onto the graveyard so I can play Jackdaw Savior and actually have a resurrection target. They play another Phineas. We keep curving out. We are gonna develop you now. And keep the Ruthless Lawbringer in the back. We don't need to attack with it right now. We need to play defense. Vein Ripper. Okay. And we trade you into you. We need to play this in the back. Ouch. Ouch. We have to develop this now, and we have to chump block here. And as we're about to take damage, we have to go for the Corrupted Conviction, which is going to cost us one mana there, but are we still not going to find the land and lose? Oh, they're too spread out. Them being able to trigger that really hurt us here. Not finding that mana there. Because now we can bring back the Vein Ripper, but we've taken too much damage. Too much damage. I cry every time. Good game. Good game. We just... Honestly, it was a land issue. Okay, Rafa. Three lander. Is that 2 mulligans I saw? Has to be like an aggressive deck in order for them to do that. I'm gonna play Fairy Dream Thief turn 1. Gonna surveil that Vein Reaper out to the graveyard. Good, we hit it. It's nice to have him there. Now we draw the Coil spell. We're good to go. Let's attack with Fairy Dream Thief and play Bartolomé del Presidio. We are aggressive with our creatures early on because we do have the Jackdaw Savior. Bartolomé with Jackdaw is very nice. We see the Hydra. I don't know, cancel. Am I gonna block this? Yes. They get treasures. Good for them. I have removal. And the Jackdaw Savior just allows me to really make use of that. Shadowy Backstreet. Let's get rid of that excess mana. And speaking of excess mana, let's get rid of one of these treasures. Slow them down a little bit. We've enhanced our board. They go for the ill-timed explosion. There seems to be some sort of like Timur deck. Okay. Bartolomé. Oh, I knew it. I knew it. I so knew it. Oh, I knew I was going to hit that. I had a feeling. Coiling Rebirth. At least I remember the card's name. Oh, that sucks. That really sucks. Coiling Rebirth would have been amazing there. And now it's used against us. The JACKDAW doesn't work with that. Wait, what? Oh, with the vein. Oh my goodness. My own Vein Ripper used against me. My Coiling Rebirth denied by my rat. Oh. Vein Ripper in. Hawking Raptor. What else you got? Because I have the Savior! And we can set up the combo. Let's go! Back at it! So, I would explain what was going to happen there because our opponent just left before that could happen. But basically with JACKDAW Savior, I can sack it and I can bring back the vermin from the graveyard. I can bring back the vermin. I can sack the vermin and then I can sack the Ruthless Lawbringer. And because I played this, that allows me to sack a total of like 3 cards here, which puts them down to 3 health. Obviously, it's a little bit overkill, but I really wanted to showcase the combo goes even deeper than that, but I need more components in the graveyard in order for that to happen. But that Vein Ripper draw, the fact that they used the Vein Ripper against us with this pull, I'm not sure what this deck was, but it was a breath of fresh air, that's for sure. Let's go for another one. All right, Dark Matter. That's a pretty solid hand. We got the 9 vermin. We don't send stuff that we want to the graveyard, but it's something. And I can utilize Bartolome's ability to, with the 9 vermin, to actually pick this off. Slow that down. And now we play Vampire here. We play the JACKDAW Savior. And as they declare a block, we trigger Bartolome's ability. We sack the JACKDAW Savior. Bring back the rat, mill ourselves. Win the exchange. And you guess what we're gonna do again? Bartolome! Again. We sack the vermin. We target the Valley Might Caller. Look at that. Look at that. Just denying all the growth. That's why we play the vermin in this deck. Oh my goodness. Let's go for the shadowy backstreet here. Let's drop that there. Let's play you. Let's swing with Bartolome. Let's get some damage in. Now we just gotta find that Vein Ripper. When it enters, return up to one target permanent you control to its owner's hand. Okay, so this comes in for 3 mana and they can return something to their hand. That gets a +1/+1 counter. So, banned frogs, huh? Alright. Now it's just like a 3/3. I'd like to continue pushing here. So I'm going to play the Ruthless Lawbringer. I'm going to sack the Jackdaw Savior. I'm going to get rid of this Valley Might Caller, and I'm going to bring back the Rat. I'm going to continue to mill myself because I'm trying to find the target for this Coiling Rebirth. But they had enough. No pants. That is something I did not want to know, but... Thank you for informing us. We got double Coiling Rebirth, but only 2 lands. Seemingly like no plays. Like, I don't like this hand. This hand is kind of a bait, I think. You can drop 1 Concealed Courtyard, keep the 3 lands, and keep this instead. It's not like this is any more playable, but it is a lower curve. And I'm going to Surveil to send that Leering Onlooker onto the graveyard. Keep cycling through my deck, even though I could use that with the Corrupted Conviction. I can always generate the tokens and then use those with that. I'm going to drop this Concealed Courtyard here. We draw into another one. So our land development will be clear. Builder's Talent. Oh, this is the first time I see this one. Create a 0/1, and then whenever one or more non-creature, non-land permits you control enter, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Okay, and then they can use it to resurrect something. Interesting. I'm not going to use my Bitter Triumph on that. I am, however, going to be Vermining. So they go for the Invasion of Ogreban. I thought... Okay, there was a bit of a sound error there, I think. So they got rid of the Bitter Triumph. That's fine, actually. I kind of want to go for this, but dealing with this is just better. So I'm going to play the Ruthless Lawbringer now. And in response to removal, I'm going to use the Corrupted Conviction to draw 2 cards. Okay. Bartolome into Jackdaw. We have the chain now. We have the chain. We have the Leering Onlooker. Yeah, whenever like the sound goes off for a moment there, it's just like my mic, the cable below my mic is just awful, despite it being a new mic, and yeah, that shit happens. The good thing is I can tell exactly what happens because I can't hear anything either. Archangel Elspeth. Okay.
Have courage.
No. Fuck your courage. Yo, courage. There's the Coiling Rebirth. But we have not managed to find the right units for it here. Like, we could spawn 2 Ruthless Lawbringers, but that's honestly just overkill. I think what we want to do now is we want to Bitter Triumph this. Just paying 3 life to kill that. And then Bartolome here and Jackdaw Savior face. Concealed Courtyard now. And we call that a turn. We deal with the Archangel, with the Planeswalker that's very menacing there. We get rid of the Defender. We nullified the Builder's talent, proving that they are indeed talentless, which of course we knew. And now it's about pushing through. Now it's about being the aggressor. They could have exiled my graveyard, but they gained 2 life and scry 2. So I need to sack 3. So I'm gonna do this. Is it worth it? I don't think it is. I'm gonna drop that land there. And I'm gonna preserve Jackdaw Savior because Jackdaw Savior can just bring back Bartolome. I could have actually won the exchange, pumped up Bartolome to a 4-stat line, but then I lose. Like, it's a heavy investment just to survive that block when I can just like do so later. We're gonna play reactively here. And at the very end of their turn, we're gonna trigger the Leering Onlooker when I exile her, and we're gonna spawn the 2 tokens. And now it's just about the flyers. Until our opponent does something about it, it's all about the flyers. And the Ripper himself. We're gonna play him before attack, because if they have something that interacts with our tapped creatures, then we want to have Vayne Ripper in before that happens. They cannot target you without having a creature on board. And they held our attack quite well. With the Soul Partition, we can replay Jackdaw Savior later. And Vayne Ripper sticks on the board still. We have the Coiling Rebirth to bring it back afterwards. So this is the point where we have tremendous pressure. And they go for their value play in Chimil. Oh, that is obnoxious. That is annoying. If we deal 8 damage, and then we sack you, and you, that's lethal, right? Just double checking here. 8 damage, drop them down to 6, and then boom, boom, boom. Yep, Bartolome. Bartolome for the win. Even though we can only play 1 card each turn now, it's all we need, because now we go boom. We go boom. I don't know if they get the memo, but you're dead, buddy. This duo, this vampire duo, very underrated. Very deadly. Nice. Okay. It's a bit risky, but because we like white mana here. It's a 2-lander while going first. And it's not like we have Surveil. Like, we are prioritizing the milling over that, so I'm gonna lead off with you. Hope to not hit 2 lands. Good stuff there, actually. Very good stuff. I mean, getting rid of the Corrupted Conviction sucks, but we're gonna draw another Ruthless Lawbringer, which is not what we need right now. There's the Paw Patch Recruit. Would be nice to be able to deal with that immediately. But so far, I'm just gonna keep these in the back. Like, I could have bitter triumphed it, but I'd rather wait to draw into a Vein Ripper since I have the Coiling Rebirth in hand. This is about taking the game slow, but the problem is if you're too passive against rabbits, then they'll snowball like crazy. Seraphic Steed is not something I was expecting, but all the more reason to. Oh, yeah, no, that's perfect. That is a draw. Oh my God, Ruthless Lawbringer. Here we go. Do this. Okay, how do we... Yeah, it doesn't matter because... No, it does matter because the moment we target that... Yeah, there's no way around this actually. This prevents us from... And I have to deal with that instead of that. Let's slow down. Let's keep this in the back. Yeah, there was no way around that actually. Like that felt like a great turn, but the Paw Patch Recruit denied it. But I feel like dealing with this thing is way more menacing because it has first strike, so it can grow a lot. Hunter's Talent. Okay, now's the opportunity to kill this. I need to kill this. This one drop is a huge issue for us. It's incessant. I'm playing Jackdaw Savior now. I need to find that Vein Ripper. We have 4 in the deck. They go for it again. Are they attacking the Jackdaw? They are. We're bringing back the Gnawing Vermin. I need to mill or draw Vein Ripper. Like, this is what I'm working towards right now. The moment I do that, I can coil in Rebirth. I need to get rid of this. Whatever the cost, I need to do it. There you are. Let's keep you in the back. Let's play reactively with this Bitter Triumph. Another Snowdy Scout. Bristy build. They're going to surveil that away. We can trade into this. And if there's not enough pressure, I'll just go for Leer Onlooker. Like, if they don't give me anything to target, if they don't do anything of substance, then I'm just going to make use of this turn. See, now that is a worthy target. Oh yeah. Coiling Rebirth! Gift the card. Bring him back. We're online, ladies and gentlemen. I repeat, we are online. Double Vein Ripper. Requires them to sacrifice a creature in order to target it. They've already used a bunch of their removal, like 2 sources of removal with the Hunter's Talent. Do you have more? You have another one. Prepare to be drained. Pay the price. Look at that. The power! Again! Madness. 2 Vein Rippers for 5 mana is madness. I don't care what anybody says. Let's connect, shall we? With our flyers. Oh, yeah. All right, the Clade. Final boss. And this is a keeper. Oh, boys, is a keeper. Having the gnawing vermin. The gnawing. The gnawing vermin. Somebody called me out in the comments saying that I don't know how to pronounce this card. I felt a bit attacked, but to be honest, it's true. The rat. Okay, the fucking rat that I put in all my decks, apparently. I actually play this card a lot. It's kind of like a Mogwai card. Okay, lizards. Well, that's a good matchup for the rat. We gotta start milling. Gotta get to work. We don't really got good hits there. Like, what we're aiming for is Vein Ripper or creatures. Anything else is just kind of like a shame. Gev, the skilled Scorch. They attack with that. Sure. Let me kill it. Let me kill it. I'm gonna develop the concealed courtyard instead of developing. Okay, there we go. Vein Ripper is on the graveyard, and if last game told you anything, that's a very good sign of things. We're playing the concealed courtyard because I want to be able to potentially. I want to be able to sack this in case they have like removal for it, like a cut down or something. There's a cut down. If I target this, I lose 2 lives, so it's pointless. I can just target that. Draw 2 cards. There's a Coiling Rebirth. There it is. We just have to live. Guys, we just have to survive. That's what it's all about, surviving here. Surviving is everything. I repeat, surviving is everything. So we're going to go with the Jackdaw Savior. Because what the Jackdaw Savior will guarantee is that we have a body. A body for Ruthless Lawbringer next turn. And with the 3 power, we can trade into stuff. Bring in the rat. We take the hit. There it is. Whenever you cast a lizard spell, Gev deals 1 damage. I feel like I'm gonna be dealing with you actually. Shadowy Backstreet, let's drop that. We already have the Cave of Koilos, enabling this Coiling Rebirth. And we're gonna do it again, because that's what this deck wants to do. Okay. Down to 8. Low, but not low enough. Here we go. Gift a card. The Ripper. The motherfucking Ripper. Great draw. Surveil. Get rid of that. Corrupted Conviction. Draw 2 cards. Let's get going. Oh yeah. Son, I'm gonna keep you in the back, just in case. But I am gonna connect with this one. We won't be able to prevent Laughing Jasper Flint. Be careful. Be careful, because my cards work really well with Vein Ripper, but against it, not so well. I may have made a misplay, like dropping a land there when I knew Jasper was going to take my cards. I need to look back into that. I may have choked there. Okay. So they do my combo. The thing is, you wanna target this Vein Ripper. You gotta sack your entire board, bro. And I got this Corrupted Conviction. Oh, you're not going to, huh? Sack? They just die. But I'm gonna go with style. I'll tell you, Double Ripper just wins. It just wins. It's so strong. It's so strong, and that's a win, baby. Oh,